Hello and welcome to another interactive episode of a Spotlight series. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the show. Would you please introduce yourself?
Good morning, everybody. My name's Dr. Mike Short. I chair UK Telecoms Labs, but I'm a former chief scientist from the UK government, and I have been involved with collaborating with India for the last 30 years. And it's remarkable how much has changed here, but it's great to be back at India Mobile Congress.
Great. So, my first question to you, what are current challenges did you see in Indian market?
The Indian market's growing very fast. The rollout of 5G is very impressive. What clearly now needs to happen is that must continue to cover the land areas that are not well covered. We also need to see a richer mixture of services, and we can start to see more internet-based services being delivered as more 5G capability is delivered. Filling the coverage gaps is part of the issue. How do we fill the coverage gaps that are not yet covered with 5G? Some of that will offer terrestrial network solutions. Some of it will be satellite-based solutions. The network to me means a cellular network mainly, but clearly with smartphones we can see access to Wi-Fi, a second mode if you like, and increasingly in the future we'll see a third mode called satellite. In particular, Wi-Fi is strong indoors, cellular is strong outdoors, but for remote rural, mountainous and marine areas, satellite will play a big part. Depends on the customer. Customers will want different things at different locations.
Your 6G vision for India.
So clearly 5G rollout is not complete. 6G is a very exciting prospect for 2030 onwards. Some of the spectrum issues need to be resolved in every country. Some of the issues around standards need to be resolved in every country. But we've got to be very clear on what the demand is, the market demand. Without the market demand, we can't afford another generation. We need to make sure that is all kept in alignment.
Mike, so would you like to share one business case study which putting a significant impact in your career?
I think the introduction of mobile money into some countries in the earlier generations of mobile has been dramatic. So there are many countries that do not have a bank in every town or village. There are many countries that don't have the transfer of money handled very efficiently, but the introduction of mobile money dramatically changed the nature of the mobile industry. I'd give you a second example, if I may. I think the highest speed networks have delivered video and audio to different people in ways they didn't used to consume. The world of streaming video or streaming audio is opening up all sorts of new markets. These depend on high speed, high capacity networks, and the higher generations can offer higher speed and higher capacity. So one of the reasons I stress the importance of coverage is that opens up new markets for everybody, not just for the mobile phone vendors or the mobile base station and network vendors or the operators. It opens up new markets for many new players. I think the ingredients are being put in place in India to make sure that India will be a 6G deliverer, not just a follower. And that has to include a range of technologies, a range of spectrum policies, but also making sure the market is ready. So I think the signs are very good, but there's still a lot to be done with the earlier generations of mobile, whether it's 4G or 5G. A lot to be done with new services that can be added. If we think about the mobile internet today, many of the services are not accessed to here in India because they're not either in the right language or they're not packaged in the right way. So there's a lot to be done in services terms, even before we get to 6G.
Then how AI is improving our communication with network?
So we'll see AI in many network elements, billing elements, customer care elements, and service elements. Without going into detail on all that, one of the most exciting areas I think is voice AI. So the ability to use AI in different languages to give you services you may need. So just imagine having a butler in every home, but a butler in your pocket. A butler which gives you through AI access to services you couldn't otherwise get because they may be in a different language. Imagine coupling that with Aadhaar and UPI here in India. So identity management, AI with verification will give you more efficient access to those services. Networks are critical. They're the nervous system in our body, if you like, but they're the nervous system in society. And we need to make sure this nervous system works more comprehensively for everybody.
How you using AI in your everyday life?
So I use AI today to ask questions. I phrase it in a simple way that ChatGPT will answer. But I think I also use it in a work sense to look at the design of networks, to look at the design of services, and to make sure that there are better customer experiences. I think with any technological breakthrough, perhaps the invention of the car, there are technological risks and rewards. But I think we now accept cars for what they are, but there are still risks we need to manage. AI is another technology that brings huge opportunities and some risks, and we need to understand both. Overall, though, I think the benefits will exceed the disadvantages that people worry about today. Partly, those disadvantages are about understanding. How can we understand what it means? But I remember the days when the calculator was banned from the school classroom because it felt that people might cheat at maths using a calculator. I think now people accept calculators are important tools, and AI should be another tool exactly like that. How can it be usable by everybody, in every classroom, in every home, wherever they wish? So AI is already used in mobile networks today to help with network design, to help with billing, to help with customer care. Examples in billing might be a usage pattern of a customer requires a different tariff. So AI might identify a different tariff more suitable for you as a customer. So that becomes proactive customer service based on AI in a billing engine. We can also see AI-based quality of coverage coming in across Wi-Fi, cellular, and satellite networks. AI can also open up access to data, which could then be used to minimize fraud, to maximize convenience, to improve access to the internet. So we can see AI changing lots of things, not all at once, but in a measured way. And it's a very exciting prospect. We also know that AI should be designed into 6G from the beginning, even if we're putting in AI into mobile networks today.
Would you share one business case study in currently which you have implemented recently in India?
I don't have an example in India, but I can point back to some techniques to minimize fraud so that, for example, you can prevent fraud occurring with banks by using bigger data sets and AI intelligence to minimize the risk of fraud. That benefits the bank, but it also benefits the customer. Clearly, fraud is a crime and should be minimized. I think other AI solutions does depend on the access to the data. So you need access to training models. The GSM Association represents the mobile operators globally, and they've been looking at different languages where AI can help. And they've worked, for example, to help the Kazakh language understand with AI what is happening in other languages. It helps to preserve the Kazakh language for the people of Kazakhstan. It helps to not just preserve the culture, but it means that they can get better access to internet services than they would otherwise get in their home language.
That was your recent case study, or okay? My next question to you: so, would you like to recommend one movie or book recommendation to our viewers or young entrepreneurs?
I think the AI films I watch tend to be small clips or short clips. So advice on how to design AI solutions, how to use AI solutions. One can see them on social media all the time, on YouTube or the equivalent to YouTube. I would recommend a range that are in that area.
Or any book?
The book I've recently read is one called Unit X from the USA. And Unit X is the story about how the Pentagon, the armed forces in the USA, didn't seem to realize how important working with Silicon Valley was. So it describes the journey about how the US Defense Department realigned and re-engaged with Silicon Valley. Well, we know Silicon Valley is a great home for invention, often helped by many Indian entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley. And really, the Pentagon need to think about modernization and digitalization. And Silicon Valley, in recent years, have helped them a lot. Unit X describes that story to re-engagement with Silicon Valley.
Do you share one message to young startups?
Young startups have got a great, exciting future ahead, but they've got to make sure the idea is strong and that they really know which market they're going to serve. Sometimes technology alone does not sell if they don't understand the real market. So I really think test the market thoroughly before promoting technology excessively.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Stay tuned with Business Club TV for more business insights.
Thank you.
All right. I better go to.
Peace.
Thank you very much.